Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday Tips. I'm Marin Smith here at Grow Schools, and we're here Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, talking about what school leaders are dealing with right now, all the things that might be keeping them up at night. Today I've got my colleague Byron back with me. Hi, Byron.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Yeah, good to have you again. Byron is on our enrollment marketing team here at Grow Schools, and today we're getting into something that's very much happening right now, which is fall enrollment. So the season is here, and whether your school is ahead of the game or playing catch up, filling those seats maybe even after the school year has already started, there are things you can be doing that can still make a real difference. So I'm excited to hear from you, Byron. My first question is pretty simple. Fall enrollment is here. What's the first thing school leaders should be doing right now?
Yeah, well, happy beginning of the school year to everybody. I think one of the most important things to think about is who are you really looking for? So, take an audit of the students. So, a lot of schools automatically think we need to start with kindergartners. Like, we have to fill our classroom with kindergartners if we're low, but maybe you need older grades. And that's going to kind of guide you towards your marketing strategy later. If it's going to be fourth and fifth graders, maybe you're going to create something for your socials that's catered to that kind of community compared to a younger population. So, like, taking some time and really understanding what students are you looking for.
Yeah, that's a good tip. It doesn't always start with kindergarten,
Right.
filling in the gaps in other places. So, what are foundational things that a school needs to have in place before they can start marketing themselves, no matter what grade level they're kind of trying to target?
Yeah, I think there's a couple. Your first one is going to be why you? Why your school? It's easy for schools to say we're small class sizes. Our community works very well together. They collaborate. But a lot of schools do that, and a lot of schools try to sell them that way. So knowing what is your why, what is unique about your school, and having that message consistent with everyone who works with the out-facing public. You want to make sure that not one person is saying that we're this, and another person is explaining to parents we're this. I think the second one would be to have a system that follows up with people who are interested. It's easy for people to express their interest in your school, but if you kind of disappear on them or you don't follow up, you're going to lose their interest and they're already looking at another school. I definitely think website is a very important thing to be consistent on. Specifically, how you communicate on your website and social media, and even the person who's taking calls in your office. Everybody has to have the same messaging. When are deadlines? What is the enrollment process? So it doesn't look messy when one person said this, but your Facebook says this. And then I think really knowing that your families are the best touchstone for you and having motivation for them to refer your school to their friends and other people in their community, because we know word of mouth is the best way to market a school.
Yeah. Yeah, such an important distinction. Good and very important to have that elevator pitch definitely dialed, but also all the operational stuff. Like, when is the deadline to submit an enrollment application? How does one do it? Where can one find it? All those things I think are useful to do staff trainings about as well.
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, even teachers may get questions in the community like, how do I enroll? So I think it's important to have them be your ambassadors too. So really great recommendations there. Let me pause quickly and welcome anyone who might be joining us mid conversation. I've got Byron here from the enrollment marketing team at Grow Schools, and we're talking about fall enrollment and what schools can be doing right now to fill some seats, even after maybe the first day of school has already passed. So you can follow our conversations on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So back to Byron. I want to talk about open houses and tours, which are a
Mhm.
big part of the fall and the spring also. How should schools be thinking about those experiences, and what makes families actually apply after they've been to one of those?
Yeah, this is a really great question. And really important to unpack because I think a lot of times people just think getting people into the doors to see your school is enough. And they don't really think about how they are curating the experience of people visiting. And I think the number one important thing is to understand is that most parents and visitors have done their research before they even come to your open house or tours. So they don't really need to hear the things they already know that are on the website or like curriculum, or it's important, but what they actually were looking for is, can I see my kid in this place? So it's really more about feeling and that welcoming. It's sort of like a dinner party, right? Yes, you have the most beautiful setup, but can the person feel comfortable in this setting? Can they see them sending their child to this place? I also think it's really critical that when you wrap up that end of tour and you go, are there any questions? And then you send people off. That's when you're missing a time for you to actually go, we're open right now for you to fill out applications if you'd like some support. Or can we schedule like a shadow day or something like that with you so that you're kind of roping them in to commit to another event? Because when you let them out the door, you're pretty much, risking that was a one-shot deal that they visited. And then I think really thinking about the days you have and the times that you have your tours. A lot of people try to stay consistent every Tuesday afternoon or something like that. But I think it's important to think you're missing a variety of people. Some people who have to work, some people who can't do weekdays. So offering weekends or nights, and definitely a virtual option here and there so people can just zoom in and just at least hear from the school itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a vibe check, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very feeling based, and I think those are really wise takeaways. And definitely having a system in place to simply grab contact info from folks is an important step, so that you can follow up even if they do walk out the door because they have some place to be. Being able to follow up with them over email or phone is important as well. So yeah, really great recommendations. You've mentioned websites a couple of times. I want to drill down just a little bit into digital presence and like what's the bare minimum in terms of, to your point, folks are researching schools, whether that's, using an AI search or
Right.
using Google or looking you up on Instagram or whatever it is. They're doing all that work before they step foot in your school. So,
Right.
what's the minimum a school needs to have dialed across all of those channels to prove that they exist right now?
Yeah, that's super, super important to consider. I think definitely a solid website I mentioned multiple times, but I think a website that answers the questions almost immediately that we know that our families who are curious about our school have. What are your deadlines? How do I apply? Maybe your school calendar. And then your kind of big picture concepts of who you are as a school all on your main page. That's like bare minimum 101 because nobody wants to like swim through all the pages trying to find stuff or try to skim. And if you don't have that, then we know that Google and AI and SEO, all those magical things that bring people to your website, won't find it when they Google or they use a search engine. Um, I have to say, your Google business profile is huge, 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 huge. It may seem kind of like, okay, well, we're a school, not a business, but you are a business and people are using that kind of methods of searching to find it. So even, learning how to get ownership of that business, Google's account, and filling it in that it's accurate with correct hours and contact information and photos. That's a simple way for someone to use a search engine to find you. And I think really it's choosing at least one social media platform. I know it's really daunting. I can't. TikTok is still like abstract to me, and I have admiration for people that know how to do it. But I'm more of an Instagram person or Meta, and I can use that more consistently because when people see there's like a blip of use here and a blip of use here, it feels a little bit like, what are they doing? Are they not, good at what they do promoting themselves? Or are they understaffed? People start making up stuff in their brain about why their social media isn't as involved as it could be. So choosing one of those to stick to, I think, is really helpful. And it's not as overwhelming for someone to run.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really sound advice. I like to end these conversations, and I know you just gave us a ton of tactical things that could be implemented right away. But do you have any sort of last recommendation? Let's say a school is listening to you and they're like, "Oh no, I have so much work to do." What's one thing that they can do that's achievable this week?
Yeah. Well, listen, there's a lot of overwhelming sometimes. What all you have to do is go with the old school, is follow up with your warm leads, the people that have come to your tours, have expressed interest. Maybe they just haven't followed up yet or filled out paperwork or just got to it because lives are busy. So making those calls, it also is a nice personal touch when someone hears directly from a principal, a leader, or a school. It makes them feel seen. So I would definitely follow up with people who've already shown interest and may have just gone quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Byron, thank you. It's always great to have you on. Really actionable stuff for school leaders who are in the thick of it right now.
Yes. Well,
So
thank
you
you.
can catch us here Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And for more on enrollment strategy, even some articles by Byron himself, you can head over to growschools.com. And yeah, great talking with you, Byron, and we'll have you on again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.